So if you're watching this video, it's most likely because you are looking for help to scale your e-commerce brands to a specific amount of money by being very profitable. So the concept is that there are a lot of people, especially on YouTube, that are teaching like how to scale ads and everything. The thing is that there are a lot of things that are hidden within the scaling process in terms of like costs that brands needs to face in order to reach specific results. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you scale, but the margins will be so little, and so there will be basically nothing left. And with this video, I want to specifically tell you exactly how we scale e-commerce brands to 200k plus a month with a 6x return on ad spend, without, of course, like boosting the cost to the moon, so the brands cannot keep up anymore, and the profit margins will be so little. So here is some proof. As you can see, this is the this month results. We have spent $27,000 on this brand, and we have made 166,000 US dollar with a 6x return on spend on Meta. We have more on Google, and we have just surpassed the 200k mark in total revenue for this brand. And this is the before and after. We started working with this brand just this month, and this is what basically happened compared to last month. So as you can see here, this is the comparison between April and March. So the first 21 days of April, we have spent, just wait a little bit, so I'll show you here. Okay, cool. This is just a screen recording to make sure that the data here are real. Anyways, we have spent basically the same amount of money, as you can see, 27,000, and the only difference is that we have spent now 27,000 in 21 days in April, but we did that with a 6.06 return on ad spend, while in March, the performance were like 3.82 return on ad spend. And this video I want to show you how this was like possible, how we did it, and how you can actually do it too. So what you don't necessarily need, there is a lot of misconception about what you need to reach these results. A lot of brands, a lot of agencies, a lot of people are saying, oh, you need a lot of UGCs, all those things. This is most probably because they want to sell you the UGCs, and in reality you don't necessarily need to have UGC or videos in general. What we did here, it was just we only use static images, and also you don't have to run ads on 3+ channels. You can easily do that with only one channel, maximum 2 channels, and you don't have to test many landing pages. So what you actually need, you need to understand how media buying works, especially on Meta ads. If this is the channel you're choosing to scale, which is the one that we suggest, you need to have one main ad channel. That means that there is one channel where you're spending like 80-90% of your budget, and then you have another channel that can be like a supportive channel, like for instance Google ad. And you have a well done product page with social proof, trust, results, and everything that actually needs to be in a product page to convert. You don't necessarily have to have like a landing page, advertorials. You do have to complicate the process so much. You just need to have, like exactly how it's saying here, like a well done product page. You need to have a good offer. You don't necessarily have to have a guarantee here, because like a lot of people are saying, oh, you need to guarantee that in 30 days you reach your results, whatever. This sometimes complicates a lot, and like in this case, we don't use any guarantee. We don't have any guarantee, and as you can see, it's working. We have 6x return on ad spend and 200k plus revenue. And then the last thing, which is the most important one, you need static ads at a good volume, because especially if you don't have UGC videos, because you don't want to invest in UGC videos, or maybe takes too much time, whatever, you can still do it with static ads. The only problem with static ads is that you need to have a lot of volume due to the frequency problem. So what basically happens is that you need to understand how Meta ad works, right? So this is the total audience that you usually target when you run on your ads, and then this is the actual reach of your ad. So if you're running an ad to 10 million people on Meta, and then you are running, let's say, one specific static ad or whatever ad you're running, this ad will only reach a small percentage of people with total audience. And so this is the cap to the scaling process. So in order for us to actually scale and have a good return on ad spend, we need to expand. So what we have to do, so how do we scale? we need to reach more people within the potential audience. So we need new creative styles and new angles. New creatives only without diversifying angles is not gonna work, because you basically just keep targeting the same audience. You might just have variations, so you might be like, oh, I'm targeting like a little bit more, but you're still gonna stay within this place here, okay? So what you want to do, you want to have different ads with different angles or different creative styles. So what defines the actual reach of an ad? There are three main things. So each ad that you've seen here is basically, let's say, so the reach of the ad is defined by three main things: the angle, which is the main one, then the concept, and the type of creative. So you can have a video, a static, a carousel. Different people react to different type of ad, and Meta itself serves different type of ads based on where people are. Like if people have a slow connection, it's not going to serve a video, for instance, and so you need to keep this in mind. And also some people tends to engage more with specific type of image ads, for instance, like with reviews or with statica, or with like UGC looking images, which is just like some IG text, like looks like a story basically. And then of course angles as well. So all these concepts here define the reach of the ad, the potential reach of the ad. And what you can do once you have this ad itself, you can of course create variations to make sure that you are maximizing the reach within the potential reach of the angle that you're targeting. So let's say you're saying you are selling weight loss. Okay, this is the total weight loss audience. All right. Now, if you show in your ad a girl that lost weight, whatever, you're probably going to reach just a part of your audience, right? The thing is that if you use a video, if you use an image, if you use different kind of ad concept, you're going to reach a bigger audience. As you can see, this is the audience that you're now reaching, instead of just reaching basically this part here, if you only use one image or like not many variations, okay? So this is the concept. And now, this is how you should like create variations. So when you have one ad, you want to have X amount of variations to be ready, but you don't have to focus only on variations, because if you keep focusing on variations, then you're gonna have the same reach, okay? So don't have like 20 variations of the same ad, all right? So you need to focus more on the actual angle rather than the actual variation, but variation is still important, okay? Because it will keep you the consistency in terms of return on ad spend within the angle that you're targeting. Now the goal here is gonna be basically to keep finding new angles, ideally winning angles, and there are like many ways to do that. And one easy way is just use ChatGPT, for instance. This is just like a simple research that I've done just for the video. So if you search for weight loss products and you ask ChatGPT to give you some angles, as you can see, those are some angles. So weight loss for 20 something girls, getting summer ready, busy moms, dropping baby weight, men 40 plus, burning belly fat and boosting testosterone. So like there are a lot of different angles. And these angles can be shaped through different ad concept. Like you can have a UGC image with like a story looking image. You can have a before and after. You can have a point out feature. You can have like a lot of many things, many concepts. So how do you find marketing angles? There are four main ways to do that. The first one is Reddit and AI. AI is going to be used to analyze results coming from Reddit. So what you do a research on Reddit, and then you take all the information, you copy paste inside ChatGPT, and you ask ChatGPT to summarize and to highlight the most common problems that people talk about when it comes to the specific things that you're solving, weight loss in this case. And you can just ask ChatGPT as well. So this is the second one. You can do competitor analysis to see what other brands are doing. And there is actually a very cool tool that we're using that you can use too. It's called Atria, and it's actually quite interesting because it gives you basically the best performing angle and personas that your competitors are targeting, which is basically it's super like it's basically gold for you. And then is market timing and campaigns. So for instance, in this case, what you can do, let's say we still talk about weight loss, if it's a weight loss brand, you can push the angle of summer shred around April, May, June, because summer is coming and so people want to get in shape. Okay. So for Adria, okay, let me show you the tool. So this is the tool. So what you want to do, you basically want to find a brand here. Just let's say you can just find like a keyword, for instance, like weight loss in this case, and then you find the brand. Once you have a brand, this is the brand already have it here. So once you have a brand, you can basically just look at the ad angles and the personas that they are targeting. Okay, and then it's basically like, this is basically saying that 214 of their ads are targeting the problem solution angle for weight loss, and it's been running for this ads in general has been running for a lot of days. So you can actually try to analyze more in details. You can just click view ads and you analyze more in details. You can even analyze the personas that they are targeting, which is also important because it is basically the angle. So like the angles are shaped by the personas that you need to target through ads, right? And yeah, this is basically like all this information you can use to generate new angles. As you can see, the size, emotion, you can see everything here. And yeah, so this is it. And then finally, how do you find ad concept? So when it comes to ad concept, which is basically, let me share with you, let me show you if I find something here. So these are different concepts. So as you can see, this one is an ad, right? And this concept is actually quite simple. It's just like an image with text. This concept here looks like a story, let's say, because this looks like a story is text. And this is another concept, which is more like a professional image. This is another concept. So all these, even like the video itself, right? Like this image here is another concept. Like all these things are different concepts to deliver a specific message. And what you want to do, you want to test different concepts because different people react differently to different concepts. You want to make sure that you're targeting all the potential audience that you can have within the audience capacity that you can reach with your ad. Okay. And then, as I was saying, to find other ad concept, you can use still Atria, which is a tool that I showed you before. And you can do two things here. This is very important. A lot of people just stop to the competitor analysis. So they just go to the competitor, copy the ads, that's it. And this is the worst way that you can do that. The best thing to do is see what the competitor are doing and then try to find ideas from an analysis that doesn't come directly from their competitors but from other brands in other industries, in other niches, and try to adapt this concept to the angle that you want to target. In this way, you're bringing fresh new concepts, so fresh new visual type into the audience that you're targeting, that also other brands are targeting. So at the end of the day, it's like a competition and you need to stand out from the crowd, right? So this is how you do it. And the last one, which is also very important, I would say it's the most important one, but it really depends on your creative team. Like we do this in-house, so I mean we're very good at this, to be honest, and this is what generates most of the results for us. So what we notice is that every time we create original concepts are basically ad concepts that no one is using. So what we do, we analyze the competitors, direct competitors mainly, and we basically don't do what they're doing. That's very simple. And we try to do some ads that also looks a little bit fun, not necessarily like just fun and that's it, of course, otherwise they don't convert. But they need to be fun, but they also need to deliver the message. And this is basically how you can have original concept. And the good thing about original concept is that since it's an original concept, this original concept is going to get more engagement from your target audience because it's a new ad those people are seeing. It's on the same ad for different brands they're seeing like over and over again. And so your CPMs will decrease a lot. Your CTR will increase. Of course, CPC will decrease. And if the message is good, if the angle is good, the performance will be to the moon. And this is basically like how we do like 13x return on ad spend. You can also check our website. There are like some examples. Scaleit.agency. With a K, scale it, and you can see within our work section, you will see basically all the ads that we've made and some results. As you can see, you will basically see like 13 8x return on ad spend, and this is how we do it. Okay. Now, what is the process to actually keep this going? The process is you need to find angle. Once you find angle, you need to find concept. Then you need to produce the ad. Then you need to launch the ad. And then, of course, what is working, you want to scale it. What is not working, you want to turn it off. Now, you need to be very smart with this. There are a lot of brands. They are having two separate campaigns, one for testing, one for scaling, which is a common meta ad structure. The problem with this one is that it's not always optimized, because there are different ways to run testing. I mean, this is not the video. We'll cover this in another video. You can also check other videos in my channel because I already talk about this. And ideally, what you want to do, you want to spend money only on the ads that have potential to scale. If Meta is not spending money on one ad, you don't have to push it, because if you push it, you're just going to waste money. Okay, this is very important. So if you don't launch, another thing is that if you don't launch new ads weekly, so new creatives weekly, once your winners die, your performance will drop. Okay, so once this one will die and you don't have any new winner to replace, the performance will drop. And so this is what it causes the inconsistency of the ads. So how do you avoid inconsistency? Is basically just keep testing ads. Of course, you don't have to dedicate a lot of budget to it. And the only reason for you to keep testing is not because, oh, it seems right. It's simply because when this one will stop working, your performance will drop. And then you need to spend like 30 days, whatever, to find new winners, and your sales will drop. And if you don't want to find yourself in this situation, you need to keep testing ads weekly. And this is how you keep the consistency. And yes, this is basically it, guys. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment. Remember to subscribe to the channel, of course, and I'll see you in the next video.